Hey YouTube, it's Justin, aka Demonic Sweaters, here with another electronic drum video. Today I want to check out this dual zone internal trigger by the company Pintech. I'm going to put it on my snare drum, and actually I already have an internal trigger on my snare drum that I made, but I kind of wanted something a little bit more professional that may last a little bit longer. And plus this is a center mounted trigger, so I think I'll get a little bit better of a response out of this one than I do out of the one that I made, which is a side mount internal trigger. So I wanted to check this thing out. I really like everything that I have by Pintech so far. I think they're a really great company. They're made in the USA, which is a rare thing these days, and they're reasonably priced. And plus, this thing just looks super heavy duty. I don't think it'll be too hard to install either, so we'll check that out here in a second. But before, I want to talk about my sponsor, which is DistroKid. DistroKid can get your music on all the streaming services for one low annual fee. It's only $19.99 per year, and you can upload as much music as you want all year round, and you just pay one fee, and that's all you pay. A lot of other companies will charge you for every single release, and then every year they recharge you for every single release, which over time becomes very, very expensive. So I definitely think DistroKid is the best way to go, and I'll post a link down below where you can get 7% off the already low $19.99 per year annual fee. Another really great thing about DistroKid is they give you instant Spotify verification. Now this is actually huge because it's kind of a pain in the butt to get verified through Spotify. I was trying for so long to get my musical project Manasota verified through them, and they just wouldn't do it because I really don't use social media or anything like that. I have a website, but that wasn't good enough for them to verify it, you know, with my name and everything on it. But through DistroKid, once I uploaded my music through there, click one button, instantly verified. So it's really, really worth it, even just for that, really. They also give you access to playlists. They give you this thing called Hyperfollow, which is a web page that they create that has all your streaming music links on it for you, which is also a really awesome feature. So anyway, check out DistroKid. Like I said, there's a link down below where you can get 7% off. All right, so let's get started on installing this thing. I don't think it'll be too terribly difficult. Looking at the instructions, basically it just mounts on already existing screws that are on the drum, and I think it's gonna work great, so we'll see though. Okay, so the first things first, I'm gonna have to get rid of the trigger that I made. So let's go ahead and take this apart. I have my snare rim guard here. This is also from Pintech, actually. They sell all this kind of stuff, which is nice. They basically make everything from pre-made materials to DIY stuff if you want to buy stuff from them to make your own drum parts. They have a lot of stuff, so definitely check out Pintech. I'm not even being sponsored by them or anything. I just happen to really like them. I think they make some nice products. But maybe I'm speaking too soon. I haven't even tested this thing yet, so we'll see how it works. But from everything I've read, most people seem to say that the Pintech internal triggers work without issue. So we shall see. There's my makeshift internal trigger, which, as you can see, it's already kind of falling apart here. So it's kind of good that I'm doing this. You know, this was like, I just wanted to see if it would work, and it's been functioning really well. But, you know, like I said, I wanted something a little more permanent. I could have done, you know, of course, if I had better sponge and things like, or foam rather, and things like that, I could have done a better job on this one. But, you know, given what I had, which was like just regular old dish sponges and stuff like that, you know, I think it worked pretty good. But let's go ahead and take all this out. And then the rim trigger is basically just taped to the side of the drum, and that worked fine too, surprisingly. We need to unplug here. Oh, I forgot I'm taped on the bottom there too. His gaff tape is like really tough stuff. I mean, it's the perfect thing to use for this kind of stuff. It basically just never comes off. I wonder if you could use like a mountain of gaff tape for foam. It might be a little bit too stiff. All right, that's all that. Get rid of that. And I have to take off this internal bracket. These Tama Club Jam drums are just the coolest drums. I mean, they're really perfect for this kind of project, but even if you're not doing this kind of project, they're just cool drums. You know, if you want to play them acoustically, they're great. I saved all the parts that I stripped off of here in case I ever wanted to convert it back. Okay, so that is that. Now let's figure out what I need to do to get this thing installed. So basically have it all wrapped up, all the parts wrapped up using gaff tape. Pintech seems to know the powers of the gaff. And as you can see, there still is quite a bit of assembly required here, which is okay. I mean, it's kind of hard to get all this stuff apart though. This tape. Okay, so that's that. And let's carefully remove the piezo's. Just set those up here. And here's my jack, which I'm just going to dangle out the bottom like I did. I mean, they designed it so you could go through the air hole on the drum, but now would I rather do that? If I did that, then I could, let's see. Nah, I think I'm going to do it the way I had it, which is down through the bottom. And then I can still use my, I have that little mount on the lug there that I can use to mount that, oops, on the side. So I'm going to continue doing it the way that I had it before. Alright, so first thing, I'm going to have to figure out where I'm going to put it, or which lugs I'm going to put it on. And probably just right here. I mean, that looks good. So the way this works is you just unscrew a couple of the screws from one of the lugs, or two of the lugs, and you just use those as your mount for the trigger. So let's go ahead and attach the bracket. Actually, do I want to tighten up? Might want to tighten up those bolts first. Let me see what it says. Maybe I should read the instructions. How about that? Alright, I'm going to pause this video while I do this because I think this is probably excruciatingly boring, and we'll get back to it after I have it installed. Alright, so I got it installed, but there are a couple little weird things about it. I haven't tried it yet, but just from the instructions, I don't know if you guys can see this, but here it says to remove top of blue sticky dots as step number 4, and it shows basically, it looks like blue sticky dots on the bracket itself, you know, between these two pieces, but mine didn't actually have that. I don't know if because mine's like a 10-inch and it's smaller than the other ones. But it doesn't have that option, so I just, you know, kind of ignored that. So, and then I went past that. Another spot where I thought the instructions were kind of off was on step 9. It tells you to already tighten the bracket to the drum itself, but you really can't tighten that until you get to step 17, where you need to measure the height of the foam above the drum itself, which needs to be exactly 1/8 of an inch. And the way that I figured that out is I just marked 1/8 of an inch on this piano book I have, and then just basically laid it across the shell like that, and then I could see, you know, that it was indeed 1/8 of an inch. So, yeah, but I don't know, we'll see. Hopefully those missing pads don't make a difference, because the way this is screwed onto the shell, I feel like that the rim is going to trigger the center piezo, but I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. But we'll see. The other piezo is just right here.
or piezo. Somebody got mad at me for saying piezo, but I don't care. I say piezo. It looks like piezo, that's how I say it. I don't care if it's wrong. So anyway, I'm gonna hook it back up, and supposedly you're supposed to peel this off too before you put the head on. But that's kind of weird too, because then you have a sticky surface on your head. But I guess that keeps it from re-triggering or something, but we'll see. So I'm gonna hook it up and we'll see how it works.
All right, so my overall opinions of this thing is it's actually pretty good. The head itself triggers excellent. That part is really, really good. The rim, like the second zone, is actually a little bit less sensitive than the one I had made myself. Now, I'm not exactly sure why. I mean, it's essentially the same concept. It's just another piezo on the shell of the snare. Maybe because this one's in a slightly different position. Maybe the piezo is just a little bit less sensitive. All of that could be a factor, but whatever the reason, it's just a little bit less sensitive. I have to crank up the rim sensitivity all the way on my module. I'm using the Roland TD-8, if you were curious. But, you know, overall, I think it works really well, though. It was a little bit harder to install than I anticipated, just because, you know, some of the instructions, like I showed you guys, wasn't totally clear, didn't totally match with what I have or what I was sent. But overall, it's definitely worth the price, and it works really well. And it does look really nice once you have it in there. The triggering works excellent. I didn't get any double triggers or anything like that on the snare. As you can hear, I can do like nice articulations and ghost notes and things really well. It picks all that stuff up. The different sensitivities on the module, I tried some different settings, and you know, all of them worked really well. So I think overall it's a great internal trigger. It's just a little bit more difficult to install than you would think, and the rim sensitivity could be a little bit better, in my opinion, at least on the one that I have. But anyway, that's going to be all for today's video, everybody. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed it. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Click the bell icon so you get notified every time I upload new content. Also, you can check out my music. I have some Spotify links down below where you can follow Demonic Sweaters, as well as my other project, Manasota, which just released a new album on the 1st of this month. So anyway, thanks for watching, everybody, and I'll see you guys really soon. Take care.